Hey guys, and welcome back to The Wandering Wind. Today I want to talk about the difference between today's world versus when I was born. Because to be honest, there are a lot of issues. There are a lot of things that back then weren't issues. Back then we didn't have the term microaggressions. Back then we didn't have the term of hate speech, although I think we should have because there is such a thing. Back then we didn't have the viewpoint of words can hurt you. I'll tell you why. Okay. My mom used to have a wonderful saying. Wonderful saying. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words can never hurt me. Words can never hurt you. You know, that's a wonderful power that you can choose not to be hurt by the words that others say. You can choose to not be hurt by the names other people call you. You can choose to not be hurt by the things that people do to exclude you, to highlight your differences, to make you look like a bad guy, to do whatever. You know what? You don't have to be hurt if you don't want to be hurt. You can feel fine, even if people are calling you an asshole in public or whatever, or people are calling you a racist online, or people tell you to kill yourself on a Facebook post. You know what? You don't have to do it just because someone tells you to. You know? In this day and age, there are so many oversensitive people. There are so many oversensitive people that are like, words will hurt. Words will hurt. We need to police the words. I mean, campuses now need safe spaces for people to go to so that they don't feel threatened by the words of others. Oh, I am so threatened by the words of others. Somebody called me a nasty name, and it just traumatized me. I'm being facetious, of course. I'm being a bit of an asshole myself, but that's kind of the way things are, isn't it? I mean, we go around being offended over everything. Oh, someone opened the door for me, and I'm a woman. He must think I can't do things for myself. I'm triggered. Or, well, somebody called me a he, but I identify as an attack helicopter. Oh, I'm triggered. Or someone corrected my spelling on an English project, and I feel like that's a microaggression. And yet the guy who did that was my English teacher. Come on, man. Come on, man. How stupid do you get? How damn how pitiful it is that we have these things to fight about instead of the real issues. Like, how are we going to end the aggression against minorities? Physical, violent aggression. How are we going to start including everyone? How are we going to start making a difference in the lives of those that need shelter from their own countries because they're not safe anymore there? How are we going to make the racial divides between our people even less of a thing? Those are the things that we need to focus on, not, oh, somebody called me a bad name, so I want to make a law forbidding it from anyone saying bad names. Or I want to make a law against being able to speak freely, except if you're me, because of course I don't speak freely and say insulting things. Get racist, bigot, bastard. Yeah, I mean, seriously. There's a double standard here, and it really doesn't look good for America. It really doesn't. I mean, if this is the way we're going, we might as well just right now, because to be honest, it's not going to get any better. It really isn't. It's not going to get any better. It's just going to get worse. But I do digress because, to be honest, there are some good things in this world, even today. Number one, the internet. I'll tell you what. The internet is awesome. Back when I was born, we didn't have that. We had the intranet. We had the government precursor to the internet. And then we had, in the mid-90s to the early 2000s, we have AOL online and stuff. But we didn't really have the internet as we know it now until about 2004, 2005, I think, when we started actually seeing the internet start to actually become a real thing. And then 2010 rolls around, or wait, no, 2008 rolls around, and we have a video sharing site called YouTube, with the first ever video on there being of some dude at the zoo. Some dude at the zoo. Look up me at the zoo if you ever want to see the first video on YouTube. It's awesome how we've come from that to today. I mean, but there are also other things like technology. Okay, I'll tell you what. In the 90s, this would never be a thing, okay? This phone would never be a thing. You would have a computer that would be the size of this room that would be able to do maybe a tenth of what this thing can do. A tenth. You would have phones that would literally give you cancer that you had to hold up, and they looked like they looked horrible right next to your face. You had cars that still used gas. You didn't have this biodiesel and E85 and hybrid stuff. You didn't have that. You didn't have mainstream electronic gizmos. You didn't have Apple or Microsoft or any of those. This was before most of that became mainstream for a lot of people. And you know what? I grew up just fine. Don't get me wrong. I love the internet. I love technology. Technology is great. I just don't think it's good for us to become obsessed with the use and misuse of such things. I mean, like I said before, people can post on Facebook anything they want, including hate speech and hate comments towards somebody. I can't imagine how many stories of cyberbullying have ended with the person in question killing themselves because so many people from their school just hated on them and hated on them and hated on them until they couldn't take it anymore. I can't imagine how many stories of plagiarism or of outright theft of intellectual property have happened because of the fact that we have the internet. I can't believe how many cyber attacks have been launched against good companies just because the internet makes it possible. I'm not saying it's a great thing that all these things are possible, and I'm not saying that the overuse of the internet is a good thing either. I'm just saying that the fact that we have the technology available to do so much more than we could 26, 27 years ago is amazing. But in this day and age, we need to think more towards the future. What are we going to be doing to make 2028 just as even better than 2018? How are we going to make 2028 even more peaceful than 2018? How are we going to make 2028 better? Because right now it looks like 2028 could possibly not even come for a lot of us because the way we're going, we're making enemies left and right. I'm just saying. It's getting to the point to where it really worries me, and it's really not feasible that we continue this. So, that was just a bit of my ranting on this. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit that like button. If you didn't, go ahead and hit that dislike button. Heck, engagement is engagement. Do whatever. Thanks for watching, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Bye.